Hello everybody, my name is June, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and I did a poll a while ago asking if I should ramble on about my worldopia or talk about the Rosa Rey Ramsey Call, and it was overwhelming of, I want to say, 3 different people, possibly all of you, I don't know, saying that you wanted to know my stance on the Rosa Rey Ramsey Call, because I am unfortunately caught up in YouTube drama with whatever art is. This video won't be as long as most other people's videos. I'm going to leave links down below to other people so that they can give more full coverage, but it's just my opinion and takes on this situation because I do have a lot of words to say about this because it's not okay. But if you enjoy videos like this, go ahead and leave a comment down below, and then let's get into the video. Now, before we get to the first part of the Rosa Rey Ramsey Call, I do just want to let you know that I'm going to be screen recording some of the footage as I can't really download it because I don't really know how to. But also, just another note, I am going to have some old speed paints, new speed paints playing in the background because I was too lazy to try and make new art for this video, as I know it would take forever. I will have about 2, maybe 3 stills up though, just while I'm talking, so I just wanted to give a little that. And also, I'm going to put up a trigger warning right now for everything that is mentioned in this call, so if that's something that you do not like or you get triggered by easily, please click off the video, go watch something else, and go get some water or do anything. But other than that, let's get on into it.
Not sure, but it just kind of felt like emotional and verbal abuse. I felt like I was received death threats.
First off, there were no death threats made your way. I understand that it may have felt that way because everybody was being aggressive, quote unquote.
Yeah.
However, a lot of them were very angry because children were involved and children were hurt. And that's something that I need you to understand before we continue, okay?
Uh-huh.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, Now, I did just want to point out here how aggressive everybody already sounds in this, and me myself, I've not been diagnosed with ADHD or like anything like that, so I don't have a say on, what other people usually do. But I do have a lot of friends that are already diagnosed with all this stuff, and me personally, whenever somebody is already aggressive with me, as in like with this call that I hear, it mostly just sets the tone for the rest of it. It makes me feel, like uncomfortable and like, oh, why am I here? And all that good stuff. And I know that also from a lot of my other friends, that does happen too. So I just wanted to put that as like a little note because to me, that's just like, why are you already so aggressive with this whole situation? It was not okay. Not at all.
Okay, I'm gonna, if it's alright if I pop in here.
That's fine.
Hi, Rosa. You're coming in here saying that you've learned things from the last time you were in here. Do you really want to sit there and start saying that you've actually done that?
I was actually about to get into that.
Because,
Thank you, though.
yeah, because I just want to point out first and foremost, before this gets swept under the rug, you came in here saying that you got death threats.
Okay, I do just want to mention here that Rosa never said anything about getting death threats, but felt like she or they received them. I don't really know their pronouns, so I'm just going to use they, them from here on out. But what makes me upset is the fact that everybody immediately jumped onto this point when Rosa themselves never even said anything about like actually receiving such threats, but felt like they had received those types of threats, which to me is just, it kind of says a lot. People take things in different ways, and this just doesn't make any sense to me, honestly. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to put that in there real quick. So, yeah. Another note, I'm just trying to refine what I said earlier, or what I said just a few seconds ago, but what I mean by it doesn't really make sense is the fact that I don't get why people are harping on this entire thing that's happening when technically this whole call was supposed to be about the Necopon situation, and they're just out here berating Rosa for literally no reason at all, which to me is kind of just really, really sad. But it's also the fact that if Rosa felt like they had gotten death threats, from Lyle Convoy, who presents himself as this type of, really scary man. Of course, if he says something along the lines of what he did say, even if it's hypothetical, someone, even me, I could understand, oh yeah, it seems like, he was trying to threaten them or trying to threaten me. If I was in that situation, I would completely understand that. So this whole thing is just kind of annoying in a sense, because it's they're not really taking into account how other people really react to certain things, how people see different things and all this good stuff. But I don't know, I just see it kind of sad, honestly. It's I don't know, this whole call wasn't even supposed to be berating Rosa. It was just supposed to be about the Nekopon situation, but then it turned into this, making Rosa the victim when Rosa was never really the real victim in the situation, from what I've been gathering. If I am wrong, please let me know down in the comments. But yeah, that's just from what I've gathered. So yeah.
Who gave you death threats?
It was from the last call.
Yeah, I know
From
that.
Leo.
From Leo. What death threat did he say? I want you to specify before you go into it, because I want to know if you're saying that you've learnt something. I want to know clearly one of the things that you must have learnt was not to come in here and lie. So please let me know what truthful, definitely happened death threat that you got from Mr. Lyle Convoy.
I definitely remember was something that wolves coming to maul me or something like that.
Wolves coming to maul you?
Yeah.
But
Okay.
something like that. Do you want me to let you know what was said?
I guess.
Wasn't this the same conversation where he literally put a hypothetical where if he was to say that he would want wolves to maul you, it wouldn't be a death threat because he fucking can't do that?
It was
that the one?
Yeah, it felt like a threat to me.
Does he control the wolves?
I guess.
No.
Yeah, okay, now thank you for that. You can continue on. I just wanted to specify that, and I really
Lyle
like
Convoy, Wolf Master.
that is what is hilarious to me.
Lyle,
So you know what?
God
I'm
damn
not
it.
even gonna argue further on that. I just now like Rosa Ray Ramsey's headcanon that Lyle controls the wolves. You can continue on with what you were doing now.
People often say that it's my server, but the truth is, it's not my server. It's Rebecca's server. I was basically a part of her server. I'm just someone who wanted to fit in.
Okay, so some information that I'm lacking personally. Were you a mod in that server at all, or just someone there?
Just someone there.
Okay.
I mostly did
And
fan art for her.
okay, so you've talked to Rebecca before. Why did you not go to her about Neko at all?
Well, she told me that Neko was basically a former artist for her.
I'm just
I
gonna stop you
never
right there. With her being a former artist, that has nothing to do with the fact that she preyed on children and could have preyed on children in Rebecca's server.
I just want to make it of note here that when Rosa is trying to explain why, they didn't tell Rebecca immediately about what was happening with Neko, they just immediately cut Rosa off completely, just throwing their statement out of the window like it meant nothing, which honestly would have made me really mad. But I know that did not help this situation in any way, shape, or form. I do know that, Rosa definitely doesn't believe that Lio can control wolves, but the fact that they were just making fun of that was just not okay. Because as far as I'm concerned, they did know that Rosa has neurodivergence, tendencies and everything from what I've heard. And I believe I believe they do have ADHD and are on the spectrum for autism, but I'm not sure. Do not quote me on that. If I'm wrong, go ahead. Just let me know down in the comments. With anything in the video, if you think I've said something wrong, please let me know. but that's just from what I've been able to gather, so I could be wrong on that, I will admit that. But it's just the fact that this whole call was just really terrible. I'm gonna play a few more clips from later in the call, because I don't want to go through the whole thing, because that's gonna take a little too much time, sadly. If you want a more full, in-depth version, I would recommend Omnia's video, or videos on the whole situation, and I'll also leave a link to the actual entire call, so that you guys can form your own opinions on what you think. And as I'll say it again, this entire video is just from my personal beliefs, what I think, and, it's just, yeah, that's the best way to explain it. But let me play a few more clips from the little bit later in the call that really just did not sit well with me, but yeah.
Rosa, are you ashamed of how old you are based on how you're acting? Is that why you don't want to say? Because I know that you're in your 30s, Rosa. I just wanted you to say it out loud. So, I'll get to my point, since you know that you're stupid enough to the fact that your age is embarrassing. Well, how you act for your age, should I say. Someone your age should be able to deal with mean words.
I hate this call. Oh my god.
I'm not done. Hey, mushmouth.
Calling someone a mushmouth who you know is on the spectrum is absolutely wild and crazy to me. That is just not okay in any way. If you guys couldn't tell from my earlier voice recording, I don't like this call. I absolutely hate it. Yeah.
Do you have a hard time paying attention when someone else is speaking, or do you just not care? Are you that egocentric? Or do I need to break down what that word means for you too? So I'm going to try this again. You're going to keep your mouth shut until I am done. I'm presenting a hypothetical. This is not something that will happen. This is not something I'm saying going to happen. So just because I know you're going to freak out when I say it, this is not a threat.
Omnia made a really good point during this clip right here, but if someone is literally prefacing something by saying it's not a threat, I don't think you should say it. I completely agree with that statement that Omnia said. This is just really upsetting to me. I don't know. Oh my god. I hate this call.
Tell me what's worse, me insulting you, or if I pulled you aside and beat your face in. Tell me which one's worse.
See, that's another.
It's another what? Because I literally just said it's not a threat, that it is literally a hypothetical that will not happen. I am giving you a hypothetical. Do you know what a hypothetical is?
Just set the wolves on her.
Rosa, do you know what a hypothetical is? Come on, answer the question. Yes or no?
The fact that they're talking to Rosa like this, like they're a dog, is honestly super upsetting. That's what I'm getting from how they're saying things, especially Lio. I never personally watched Lio. I did watch Peaches, but it's just hearing this from other people and, knowing that Rosa is, on the spectrum. I did get clarity of that during the call. But, it's really upsetting because it makes me wish that somebody was there to actually protect Rosa from what these people are just doing, which is horrible. There's no reason to be this rude to somebody at all. I don't know. It's just really upsetting.
11 years ago, and I still fucking remember it. So no, you don't get to sit here and say that, oh, it was long ago, once upon a time. No, that sticks with you for life. I hear you under your breath. What is it?
I just want to explain these situations.
We have given you so many chances to explain, but yet you don't. You sit there and hold your own tongue when we're begging you, pleading you to explain what the hell is going on.
I know, but as much as I'm trying to explain, but all you'll do is just keep hounding me down.
Yeah, because you're saying really damaging things when it comes to victims of child predation, of grooming. You have some really bad takes.
I'm sorry, but what bad takes have Rosa had?
Rosa has had no bad takes. They've just been the entire time trying to explain themselves, but like everybody, as Rosa stated, just kept hounding them for literally no reason. This is like so upsetting to watch. It's just unbelievable. I don't get how you can just sit there and expect Rosa to try and explain themselves when you just keep interrupting them continuously. It's not okay. I feel so bad for Rosa in this situation. Like, I really wish somebody was there to literally just, protect them in a sense and actually get like what they need to get done, because this whole situation was about the Necopon situation in Rebecca's server, and it wasn't even fully about Rosa. This is just it's so sad to see this. I don't know what else to say, guys.
There were children that were actively hurt by your inaction. I'm sensing a lot of inaction from all that you've been saying and all that you've been doing.
May I just remind everybody that Rosa has already stated that they were not a moderator in Rebecca's server, so they probably couldn't do anything. And they also never let Rosa explain themselves when it came to, asking about why Rosa didn't say anything when the whole situation happened at first. They never let them finish, never let them explain anything. So we don't fully know what happened there. And that's just honestly really sad, because it's just, why didn't they just let Rosa explain anything? Is what I'm thinking. Like, it's just really upsetting. I do also want to note again that I'm not going to be going over the entire call, because that would take really long for me, and I don't really have the motivation for that. Sorry, guys. But I do just want to say again that I will be leaving links down below for anybody who wants to know the full story of everything. So I will be leaving links to Omnia's videos, the actual call itself, and a few others that I heard about the situation from, so that you can get more context of what's going on, because I am just picking out certain parts that I wanted to talk about that I felt were necessary to talk about. So just again, as like another thing, but yeah.
Well, I had seizures in my life since when I was young. The effects of it could cause memory loss. This is why I forget sometimes. I forget the years that happened.
That's not at all the point of no. I didn't ask about your tragic backstory.
So some context was where I guess this person, Bloodweed, was reading a tweet that Rosa made about the first call that happened and how they felt afterwards, and explaining how, they have epilepsy and they have seizures due to stress sometimes, which I can completely understand. I did at one point used to have epilepsy when I was around the ages of 5 to 10, but with medication and everything, they kind of just went away. I don't have them anymore, but I can completely understand the memory loss and how, hard it is sometimes with, certain things to remember and everything. But the fact that this person just read out Rosa's tweet asking for context and then just completely ignoring said context is just really upsetting. It makes no sense. Like, why did you ask about it in the first place then? Why did you even read it in the first place? I don't know. It sets a bad taste in my mouth.
Probably.
We were calm until you started saying stuff about how apparently child grooming can, go away after a couple of years. After that really shit take, no, my patience is gone.
I'm sorry. What? Rosa never said anything about that. They were just asking because it provides context to the situation. A timeline of things can help. I don't understand where Bloodweed got this from. It does not make any sense. This is so heartbreaking. This
I can't stop saying that this is just so messed up, because it is. I don't know what other words to use. You know, and the fact that also earlier Peaches said that they didn't care, you know, about their well-being or anything. Anya made a really good comeback, you know, saying that, well, once Peaches, you know, comes and starts saying all this stuff and everything, and how sad, you know, that he is, that, you know, this all came out about him. Well, I guess that nobody else would really care. I mean, just use the logic against him at that point. This is so annoying and so disappointing, because I did at one point look up to Peaches because I did love watching his videos. Now I'm just like, feels like Creepshow art all over again. This is why I hate the art community most of the time. It's just, this type of stuff really pisses me off so much.
It's just that I still suffer from these PTSD nightmares. I just
You have a hard
really
time paying
want
attention,
this to
Stu?
end.
Hey, Doofus, I'm talking to you. I'm not your mom. I'm not going to sit here and let you talk over me. We have somebody in the server who goes by the name of Random Pool Guy. He's a United States Marine. That man has PTSD because he's been in war. The man's watched people die. The man's had to make sure other people were dead. You having bad dreams because of Twitter is not PTSD. You disingenuous, clout-stealing lout. You so desperately want to be a victim. It's sadistic. It's sickening. You want to fetishize some sort of literally made-up trauma because some YouTubers made mean tweets.
This whole segment really upset me because of the fact that not only did Lio just completely ignore Rosa's trauma and completely went off the deep end with a Marine soldier's trauma. People can have trauma from many different things, even mean things on the internet. It can traumatize people because trauma affects people in many, many different ways. So Lio just completely ignoring the fact that Rosa has trauma, not just from most likely mean tweets, but other things as well, and saying how, giving the inkling that, oh, you need to be a soldier in order to, you know, have PTSD is just so disheartening to hear. It's just, it's really sad.
That's not a panic attack? And I should know? I have a panic attack sometimes. Panic attacks are when you just have it and you don't have it stop until you calm the hell down. And yours just turns on and off like a light switch for a bathroom. Do you understand how that is positively rude to some people that may have actual panic attacks?
Hi, hello, Leia. I am a person who indeed does have panic attacks sometimes, and guess what? It is different for everyone. Just like everyone else on this planet, this godforsaken earth. It is so surprising, because panic attacks, by definition, are something that usually only last for a few seconds up to like a few minutes, and sometimes for other people, it can last for hours, or, you know, even like 30-40 minutes. It is very different for other people, but usually it mostly happens within like a few seconds, or like to a minute, 2 minutes. It's very different. I don't understand what you're getting at, Leia. I really don't.
You know, I'm a victim of Necropon, and I'm talking to you.
Just too hard for me to remember much.
Too hard? I want you to know something. I suffer with CPTSD, complex PTSD. And then I had to go back to my friend BB. I was like, hey, BB, quick question. What did Necropon do to me? So I had to get all my memories again from a friend who went through it with me. And you have the goal to tell me, well, it's just I have bad memory. Fuck you.
I literally don't know what to say to this part, because that is the victim of Necropon, and I understand that, you know, this victim is very angry and all that, but just completely overriding, you know, Rosa's own issues with memory problems is just, it's kind of sad, because they even stated that, yeah, they do sometimes lose their memory as well, and they have to get it back from certain people, which is, it's very real, because I do have friends that, you know, have PTSD, CPTSD. They do forget sometimes, and, you know, sometimes I'll be the one to remind them of what happened, but it's
it's just disheartening to see that. I'm not really going to say much on this part, but it's sad to see that, honestly. I feel really bad for Rosa and the victim in this situation. None of this should have happened the way it did. It was just a huge mess, but yeah. I did initially want to talk more about the situation, but it has really drained me, and hearing all this stuff throughout the entire call is just, it's not helping me right now. If you guys want to hear a more in-depth of the situation, please go ahead and look at the links that I have linked below. They will, of course, be of more help than I ever could be with this situation. But yeah, it's really tiring, and I don't want to talk about this anymore. This will be the only video I make on it. I was just wondering what you guys wanted for a next video, and this is just going to be my little filler video until I get out my other one talking about my Worldopia. I did initially want this channel to be like a commentary channel about many different things. So of course I do strive to do that in the future, but not right now, as I'm just not capable of it right now. But then again, thank you all so much for watching. I'm also going to put up some art that my friends did for some of my OCs. Some of it's going to be older, some of it's going to be newer, but I do want to thank them. I'm also going to, of course, leave their links down in the description below. But yeah, I will also leave, again, every other video that I watched. I will definitely leave a link down below to those so that you guys can form your own opinion. But thank you again for watching. I hope you all have a lovely day or night wherever you are in the world, and bye!